Okay. Hi there, it's Tim with Far North Magic. Today I just thought I'd take a quick look at the information that they gave us about the Doctor Who product for the Universes Beyond Doctor Who that is coming out uh, later this year in October, I think. So this is like kind of like a really early look at any of the SKUs and stuff and info. So I find it. I thought it was going to be interesting to see what they do with it because I'm not a Doctor Who fan at all. I haven't really ever watched the show. So for me, I have no attachment to the series. I don't really have any idea what's going on. But I do buy a bunch of Commander product usually. So um, and I kind of like to get it out of the way early sometimes if it's going to be a popular item because the prices get jacked and I don't want to deal with that. So I'm kind of happy that they kind of put stuff out there a little early, and then like there's even Amazon listings, and that gives you kind of a rough gauge of what the pricing is going to be like. The one thing I did find interesting is they're doing commander decks, but they're also doing a full on collector box, which is kind of weird to me. But let's just see what they got as. So, got some of the doctors, and yeah. So I guess Doctor Who's been going on for 60 years. I think it's a lot more popular in Britain. And we got, holy cow. Okay. So they got four commander decks. I guess they're basing it on time frames in the series. So it looks like they're doing the sample packs as well as the two legendary foil, um, which is about the standard now. They used to do three or four, but now it's just down to two, which actually is fine because a lot of the time the foils are just curled too much, anyways. Um, so it seems like they base the decks on uh, blocks of this show, like set certain um, blocks in time, and then also one for the villains. So it's going to be definitely interesting to see how many of the new cards are good because I like the fact that the Warhammer decks had so many new cards. It gave um, them a lot of opportunities to explore, and also they seem to do a good job with a lot of the new cards. So I hope that it's similar with this, and also it's they got another plane chase push with a bunch of new plane chase cards per deck. So that's definitely interesting. Space to explore and develop. And then they also have collector boosters, which I'm really not sure about collector boosters for a lot of the time. Like, this would have made sense to be something like if they did collector boosters of um, this being smaller and then a smaller price, that would have made sense versus something like Aftermath because, like, you could do it where all the new cards have, like, an extended version and a special treatment or a special foil or something. And that would be something that I could kind of see working. Like, you could kind of get, if people wanted just the new cards that were like unique but didn't want to buy the decks, they could like go into this randomized product that would kind of have a bunch of different variants. But they also have some themed basics, similarly to how Warhammer had theme basics. So that's interesting. I think they said there's 2 runs of lands, so this is one of them, and then there'll be another batch. And then here's the Lux Foundation library for Planechase. So the other thing I found interesting with it is they didn't jack up the price too badly, like 187. And I think I looked at the single list, the single decks being about $50. So not great, but not the absolute worst. Like, I figure being in Canada, it would be like really bad. Like, but that's just because Canada sucks to get product cheap. I also found it interesting that the the collector boosters are $242. That seems pretty high. But I guess this is just an early price as a placeholder potentially. The other thing I found interesting is that you get 7 to 14 cards of rare or higher, and 6 or 7 extended arts. So I guess they're doing what I kind of thought that they would do, like have all the unique cards be in these, but it does seem kind of weird that to get, if you open a pack with 14 rares, that's going to seem really crazy, and none of the rares are going to be worth hardly anything at that point, I don't think. But at least they didn't jack up the price too crazy like Lord of the Rings or something. Or like short the cards, I guess. Short the amount of cards, I guess. Down from like the regular collector box. So, but I guess I'll have to wait for more info to decide fully on how much I'm going to buy. I'm probably going to buy some of the commander decks regardless, just because they tend to be a solid, like, even if they're bad, the floor isn't completely zero. But the collector boosters are kind of a bit of a more rough thing, where I'll probably buy one for a channel opening, but beyond that, I'll have to wait and see for more info. So I guess my question is, are you looking forward to the Doctor Who products, or are you sick of Universes Beyond already? For me, originally I kind of was hoping that they would have had just Universes Beyond as a separate, like almost with a separate back, and then like kind of like its own Universes Beyond's over in its own area, and then in like Commander and casual games you could end up like letting people play them, because who cares? It's not it's not going to impact older formats or whatever in a negative way, as like I doubt they test for any of that, but I guess with like I've kind of eased up on that thinking based on like with all the secret layers and all the other variants and frames and stuff, you can't tell what a magic card is anymore anyways. But I guess we'll just have to see what other things they have in store for us. And as I say, like I'd like to know what you guys think of Doctor Who for the Universes Beyond product that's coming out in, I think it was October. But yeah, so I'd like to wish you all a good rest of your day, and I hope to see you next time. Take care, and bye.